Alright, and so for the purpose of the video, what's your name and which crews are you representing?
Peace, world's your main man, Zulu Quic, representing the Funk Lords worldwide and the almighty Zulu Kings and Queens. Yes, yes.
Okay, so how long have you been in Atlanta?
I've go back and forth for a while. I've been in Atlanta since '98 originally, and then I came back in '09 after going back to New York, but this has been a home for me ever since I touched ground.
So, can you tell me about the history of this theater that we're at, the Relapse?
I can't tell you the in-depth history of it because it has many, many layers, but as far as the hip-hop and the breaking and all of that, it is a very, very important part of the timeline of Atlanta's b-boy, b-girl, just dance, and hip-hop community, you know? So the Relapse Theater was owned by a very, very cool guy, you know? And his name was Bob, and he was a comedian. He was an ordained minister. He was just many, many things. He was an activist in his own right. And he decided that he was going to leave his past business and create his own theater. So he built up this theater to be a comedy theater. But it ended up being much more than that. It became a hub for creative arts. And this is where we found ourselves sessioning, hosting battles, some of the biggest battles, Skill for Soul, Evolution, Loose Screws, they all happened here at this theater. And the collective was very dynamic thanks to Zapper and from the HBO crew, TBB, and just everybody else that involved themselves, Mendez and Mad Clout team and, you know, Funk Lords and even Burn Unit and, you know, the young cats that were coming up in the scene were coming from Gwinnett, you know? And so this being right in the middle of the city was a beautiful thing.
So what does this theater mean to you personally?
What it means to me and what it meant to me is two different things. What it means to me now is right now is just a place to pay homage to. And, you know, I'm not one that dwells in the past. I'm not one that kind of lives in what I did. I'm more concerned what I'm ready and preparing to do. So what it meant to me, you know, was, hey, we finally got a place where the beef is only in the battles. Hey, we finally got a place where, you know, people from different communities, you know, can get together, because people will never come to our side of town. They just think that everything on the southwest side of Atlanta is horrible, and it's not. It's actually beautiful. So we have a lot of sessions over there, but we couldn't ever really get people to move to our side of town. So this was a good place where they would come and meet because they felt safe. You know, though it was safe in both places, they felt safe here because it was right downtown. The buildings are there. You know, it was right in Midtown. So now I just think that it's a place people need to hear about. Thank you for doing this, and people need to document the history because we didn't document a lot of ours.
Do you think the like foreclosed state of the Relapse Theater today like speaks to the public divestment of older bastions of culture in Atlanta?
Totally. And first, we have to learn how to invest in ourselves before we can invest in the property, you know? And a lot of times when we're doing these beautiful things, we don't realize we're doing and producing the same energy it takes to sustain something like this. You know, when we was younger, we just want to dance. We just want to DJ or paint the building full of graffiti. Yeah, we want to have children. We want to do the hip-hop thing. And we want to be about the peace, love, unity, having fun, you know, but we tend to forget about the education and economics. And that is what gives us a placement in society, you know, is education and economics. And if you have both, it's great. But if you're dynamic in neither one of those, you can go far as well. So, you know, that's something that we're working on now. But I feel like this place could have been alive and thriving had the same people, us, the b-boys, the b-girls, the DJs, the poppers, the artists, had they had the same investment in him with his business as a comedy theater as he had in us as artists, this place would be still going, maybe even opening another location, you know?
Do you have any particularly fond memories of this space?
I have many. And but really I think ultimately it wasn't not more about the memories. It's more about the feeling that I had when I was here. The most important thing was when I came here, and there was the youth, and they was here. That might not necessarily been into breaking or whatnot, but you could just feel that they was excited to be around the energy. They was allowed to do what they wanted to do. Adults could do what they wanted to do, and it wasn't a segregation because of club laws or liquor laws or this law or that law or this law. And society didn't divide international and ageless community. And that to me was the best thing about that I remember about this place and what it represented.
Do you have any final thoughts on the relapse?
Rest in peace. We got more to come, and maybe we'll throw together like a little, maybe we'll throw together a show and pay homage to it, sometime sooner than later. But rest in peace. It was good while it lasts. It's not the place, it's the placement. We got to put ourselves in the right place, and our placement in our lives, what we're doing with it, what we're doing with each other. So the relapse still stands, and it's going to take on many more journeys. Hopefully they don't just come knock it down like they're doing with the little restaurant over there. That was the spot right there, one of the best Southern food restaurants in the city. And I wasn't really into Southern food. I couldn't eat half of what was in there. But every time I walked in there, they made sure I drank sweet tea, and they made sure I had biscuits on the plate, and things like that will never be forgotten. So thank you for documenting this, and thank you for putting together this timeline of incredible spots.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Where do you think the Atlanta break-in scene is headed?
I don't care. I'm not worried about the Atlanta break-in scene anymore. I'm concerned about the Atlanta youth and the Atlanta hip-hop culture. If you don't put yourself in a responsible position for what you have, if you're not teaching, sharing the abundance that you have, if you're not giving, I'm not concerned with you. Right now we have to give, because tomorrow's not promised, and it'd be wasted gems to not give it away. So we need to be given to the children, and there's people in the community that are doing that. So big ups to them. But as far as the breaking scene, I'm not worried about the breaking scene. I'd rather concern myself with the b-boys and b-girls that want to connect themselves with the culture. You know what I mean? And bring everybody together. Stop the segregation amongst our own communities, whether it be culturally, whether it be through the elements of your artistic expression, and reunify, people amongst peace, love, unity, having fun, education, economics, and education about a lot of things too. So the breaking scene is gonna be where it's at. Half of these breakers that are breaking today not gonna be here in 5 years, so why should I concern myself with them, right? But have fun while you're doing it and enjoy it. And if you're really about it, if you want to last, start teaching someone else. Start giving it back. You know what I mean?
All right.